data. But we know always it's true with you. Both positives and negatives are true with you. Both positives and negatives, if it become very strong influence upon your life, they turn into a negative process. It may be positive, but if it becomes a very strong influence, then it becomes negative because whatever your I'm only going 7, okay? Mahala Amavasya we're going to 12, but in case, because you're all covered, I can't make out whether you're homo sapiens or rodents. Really, we're all looking funny these days. So, generations of people that we have lost, probably we do not know them, we don't know their names, we have not even seen their pictures, but they're living through us. So whatever learnings they had 7 or 12 generations ago, if it plays out too strongly, you will become irrelevant to today's life. So you have a fear of cherry blossom, may not mean anything today, but it continues within you. So this complex web of information, which we are today calling as genetic information, karmic information, pranic information, various kinds of things which have built up as a network of information which is functioning in our lives in so many different ways. Some of it has been accessed and researched by scientific modern research. Many, they know it is heading in that direction, but you need funding to come out with results, so it is being postponed. But we know this has influence. Especially societies which don't handle their dead properly, in those societies, the most vulnerable population will be adolescents. From 0 to 8 years of age, children generally have a kind of a protection and an immunity from the ancestors. They be their own thing. But between 8 and 18, the influence of unattended ancestral, for lack of words I'm using, their spirit or their memory plays havoc with adolescents. So a society where adolescents suffer most, it's the best part of your life in many ways, but they suffer most, that society, you must know, has not attended to its dead properly. So this is a time of the year where even if we have not done something in the past, everybody makes an attempt to deal with the ancestral dead so that their influence is limited in our lives. We appreciate who they were, we appreciate their contributions, we have this kind of body, this kind of brain, this kind of learning, this kind of whatever. In all that they have a role, we appreciate that. At the same time, we want them to stand a little away from us so that we can live our own lives. This is important. Otherwise, their influence will be very, very strong. Adolescents and post-pregnancy women are most vulnerable for these forces. It is very important, if there are such people in your homes, you must attend to this. So Mahala Amavasya is that day, just 2 or 3 days away, but this is also on this day. We're taking off across United States, looking for a culture which is largely dead, and also the modern America, how it's been built. We're doing a exploring, that is what I think… no, that's not what they put up. You know about this? Okay. So, because American people have been singing that it's blowing in the wind, so I decided we'll ride on a two-wheeler so that we don't miss the wind or what it has to say. So probably we're doing anywhere between 6,000 to 8,000 miles on two wheels in the next 3 to 4 weeks, 3 weeks I hope. Once again, looking at an ancient, largely dead culture, archival right now, not really alive. So this is not to bring back the dead, but to appreciate every kind of human being who's made us who we are right now. At the same time, we becoming who we want to be, not becoming like them. This is important. So, these aspects of old memories, genetic memories, karmic memories playing up, because of this, there was a very intricate process in India, there used to be, now which is largely lost. Some people are trying to hang on to it, but it's going to be very difficult and it'll be definitely obliterated in the coming probably 25, 50 years' time, is people had a way of tracking their genealogy. Today I know you have some websites or something doing for you, but people had a way of looking at this so that genetics don't mix in an unhealthy way. As a part of this, who you should marry, who you should cohabit with, who you should not touch, where you should be, where you should not be, all these things, as generations and generations happened, thousands of generations, then this was easy to manage when societies were largely agricultural and we know where they lived, they never moved from their land, so we knew. But in modern societies, everybody is moving, nobody knows where they come from. So the boy or girl that you bump into somewhere on the street, you marry them because you don't know where they come from, and the world has changed, people are mobile like never before. That's why the virus is also spreading. Yes? What happens in one little city in China is all over the world because all of us are flying all over the place. If we were just doing agriculture on our lands, it would have been a local phenomena, it would not have been a pandemic. So, it once happened. Shankaran Pillai went to his astrologer. He was an eligible bachelor at one time. I'm telling the ladies. So he went to his astrologer and asked, what kind of girl should I marry? So the astrologer said, see, though initially it looks troublesome, your marriage will be more successful if you marry someone with opposite traits than what you have. Shankaran Pillai said, that I have decided, that is why I have decided that I will marry a rich girl. Opposite traits. I heard there are lots of questions, let me take the questions because there is a limit on how long I can hold this online thing. And you're also getting fried, I think, some of you. You okay? Please.
This first question comes from Katie in Switzerland. Namaskaram Sadhguru. I see you as a great karma yogi. I can clearly see how karma yoga is benefiting the world. However, what is the use of Kriya yoga to the world beyond individual growth? Isn't it a selfish pursuit? What are the direct benefits of Kriya yoga to the world?
Oh, why are you declaring what kind of a yogi I am? This is like… You already decided what kind of a yogi I am. This happened. a young starlet in the Hollywood told a successful director, pretty as she was, she said, "I love you and I love you and I love you." The director looked at her and said, "Will you marry me?" She said, "Come on, don't change the subject now." You already decided, so how do I change the subject, I'm wondering. That I am a karma yogi. Now, what you're asking is, suppose this was an apple tree or a mango tree and full of fruit, you would go to the tree and say, "See, your fruits are fantastic, really useful to me." Usefulness is always about me, all right? "But why did you grow so tall? So hard to get, you must have been low, right here, full of fruit, we would have just plucked." We could have gone even without Isaac Newton realizing that it falls down because it would be already down, we could just pluck and eat. Why have you grown so tall? Not understanding, only because he has grown so tall, he bears fruit. So there are two dimensions. One is growth, another is expression. Today, of course, I'm horrified to see parents pushing their children in the front like poster boys or girls and saying, "At the age of 8, my boy has already formed a company. He's a CEO of a company which is worth $500,000. What a horrible thing to do to an 8 or 10-year-old child, that his value is only in dollars. This is the most horrific thing that you can do to your children, you should not do it even to your enemy's children. That at the age of 10, your boy is a CEO doesn't mean anything. Your boy or girl must be just eating well, playing well, sleeping well, growing well. Huh? He or she must grow. Then they will do something worthwhile if they've grown well. In body, mind, emotion, thought, in spirit, in their life energy, they've grown well, they will do something worthwhile as it is needed for that time of the world that they live in. But you're goal-oriented, you want fruit, you don't care about the root. Yes, fruit, not root, is the goal. So this happened, I think I've spoken about this in the past. When I was doing farming, a family of entrepreneurs, they come to me and say, because I had coconut and mango and things in my farm, they said, "We have come up with a new formula, some growth… what do you call that? Growth enhancer. Like, you bought all those hair products, growth enhancer, and you're bald." And I said, "What is so special about this?" They said, "You don't have to do nothing with the root, just the fruit. You spray it on the fruit and the fruit will… I looked at this person and said, "Why don't you spray it on your brain, son?" I know life like this. If the root is enhanced, fruit will come. I'm willing to wait. But you want the fruit to be enhanced without root being enhanced, I know you're going to kill my tree. So, how does one become a karma yogi, first of all? Because one has grown beyond his own needs. His own survival, his own concerns are over, so he's doing something that's useful. Without that happening, if he tries to do things, then he will exhaust himself, he will become a frustrated creature in the world. When you try to do something that you're not ready for, you break one way or the other. So the most important thing is to enhance this life. Kriya Yoga means to enhancing this life in such a way that your own survival, your own psychological, emotional, physical survival is no more a concern to you. Anyway, it will happen. Now you will do something. What will you do? When your joy is not a problem, when your survival is not a problem, when your love is not a problem, when your emotions and thoughts are not a problem to you, what will you do? You will pick up something that's useful and do it or you will close your eyes and sit. Both are okay. Both are okay. Right now, closing your eyes and sitting without touching anybody is the greatest virtue in the world. All governments are advising, hello? International bodies are advising. For this, you must be in some way, this life should become self-sufficient. Only then. So karma yoga will not come simply because you do hard work. In Tamil, we call this Kalida yoga. Kalida yoga means donkey yoga, hard work. Hard work, hard work. If you do hard work, you don't become karma yogi. Your work is a joyful expression of who you are, then you're a karma yogi. Because karma is not sticking to you, that's why you're a karma yogi. You heap up karma with difficulties, then where is karma yoga? See, karma means… this is a contradictory two words coming together. Karma means bondage. Yoga means liberation. Karma yogi means somebody who uses his bondage as liberation. Somebody who does activity as a means of liberation, not as a means of entanglement. It is only because of what you do, physically, mentally, emotionally, you get entangled with the process of life, isn't it? If you must already know, in the month of February, probably to start with only in United States, we're releasing the karma book. It is a way of looking at karma probably, because I just looked at variety of things that are being said in the world. It is one of the most misunderstood aspects of life, so we thought we should clarify this. So, the book on karma, which is about gaining mastery over your own life, over your own destiny, because how the old information plays in you determines what you think, what you feel, how you act. So without Kriya, how will you do karma? If we go back to the same analogy, Kriya Yoga is about making the tree grow, making the root strong, stem strong, branches and leaves and everything, useless things. So you thought. Then in the season, fruits will come. You thought that is the only useful thing. Now, the roots that you don't see are doing much more to the soil and to the land and to the life around it than the fruits that you eat. It actually is. So without Kriya, without a human being elevating himself or herself to a certain level of freedom, there is no question of karma yoga. Then wherever you go, you will see only negativity. Wherever you go, you get battered simply because you've not worked upon yourself. Because of this, everything seems to be negative. People, there is a saying in India, anywhere you go, you can either meet God or devil, it's up to you. Whoever you meet, you want to meet the divine in them or the devil in them, this is your choice. Yes, I make sure that I meet the divine in everybody, so everybody is wonderful. But if the same people, if you touch the devil in them, they are quite horrible, are you or not? Hello? So it's your choice whether you meet the divine in people or devil in people. Joshua Goldberg, when he was in school, one day went into the headmaster's room and said, "My friend Robin says, my friend Robin says that I should go to the devil. Every day he keeps cursing me like this. Because I'm Jewish, he says I must go to the devil." So the headmaster asks, "What have you done about it?" "Well, sir, I have come straight to you." It's up to you what you want to meet. Wherever you go, you can either meet the divine or the devil, because these are polarities with which every aspect of life is living. It's for you to touch the right thing. For this, you must be in a certain way. Only you touch… then you touch the right things. Otherwise, you'll touch all the wrong things. And when you touch wrong things in people, even the dearest ones in your life, oh, how nasty they can become, you have seen, come on. Hello? Wonderful people that you loved and adored, when you touch the wrong things in them, are they divine or devil? They become worse than the devil. So, Kriya is very, very important, because you coming to a certain state is important. It's not about what comes to you. You coming to a certain state is what determines the quality of your life. What comes to you need not necessarily determine. Yes, that is also important. But even to draw the right things, you must be in a certain way. That is the first and foremost work that every human being has to do. Please.
This next question comes from Emma in the United States. Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I have observed that air conditioning is avoided in many of the buildings at Isha Institute, and natural ventilation is encouraged as much as possible. Is this an effort to be green and cut energy use? Or is there something more to that in terms of what happens in our body? Can you please explain?
Well, this is not my idea. This is how life happened on this planet for a long time. Hello? That you must know when it is summer, when it is autumn, when it is winter, when it is spring, you must know, because every other life knows this. One reason why a simple microbe or a virus is terrorizing you is simply because you've been living like a lab rat in a box with circulated air. Hello? This is one reason. Why rural people are less affected compared to the urban people. One is concentration of population. Another is this, that their immune systems are much weaker in cities simply because a variety of things. One important thing is circulated air, closed indoors all the time, sedentary lives, processed food, many things are there. But one important aspect is circulated air. You come to a place like this, Cumbria. Look at this. Fantastic. Hello. After driving extensively around United States, extensively driving, I decided this is the place. One reason is nature is at its best with a certain amount of balance of heat and cold and everything. This is important for one who wants to do something within themselves for quick results. See, you could go plant this tree in the desert. Maybe you can manage and keep it alive, but will it grow like this? The same goes for you. For your growth to happen in a certain direction, a certain type of weather, a certain type of air, certain type of sunlight, a certain amount of cold, heat, all this is needed for you to grow. So after driving all over the country, I decided somewhere around here is where we should settle because this has the necessary atmosphere, all heat, cold, dryness and wetness of the seasons, everything is well balanced in this place. Here you come and you want to live in a box. Even when you die, I don't want to give you a box, I want you to go straight into the earth as an eco-friendly material. That's my wish. Hello? Because at least when you're dead, as quickly as possible, this body should become part of the earth. You want to seal it in a box? I don't want you in a box even when you're dead. Even there I want you to breathe and maggot yourself quick. When you're alive, you want to live in a box. I can understand you're living in Manhattan, I have nothing against the place. And if you open your window, it stinks. So you live in circulated air, I can understand that. But here, living in circulated air is a crime. Hello? I'm not talking about an ecological crime, it's a crime against humanity. Your humanity, I'm saying. Because you come all the way to this place and you want to deny yourself what is available here, that will be a complete waste. So, right now, we're in the process of offering things, probably they will send you a mailer or something, I don't know if they're ready with it. But both here and in Isha Yoga Center, there also we chose the place very, very carefully next to the mountains. When I chose that place, there were many reasons, but one thing was definitely the atmosphere and the latitude. It's at 11 degrees latitude bang on, and that is most conducive for human growth because the earth is mildly tilted in its rotation and it's around 11 degrees and maximum centrifuge force is generated there. So we chose that place and we went to this remote place which is full of wild elephants and stuff. When I say full of wild animals, in the neighborhood, not on us. But you know how people live, they would like to kill anything that could be a threat to them. I said, no, we learn to live with them. You won't believe me, on that day, out of the 6 trustees who were there with the Isha Foundation, 4 of them resigned because I've gone nuts. They're wonderful people, they supported us till then, but when I made the choice of site, they said, he doesn't know what he's talking about. In such a remote place, who is going to come? Who is going to come to this place where there are no roads, no tracks, it's in a wild place? Who is going to come and full of elephants, every day in the night you hear elephants? Who is going to come and do this yoga? And they resigned from the foundation. I tried to tell them, right now I'm in disguise, I will come out in a different way in a few years. Then they went into a literary debate of what is a disguise. Then I gave up, I said, okay. But today, Isha Yoga Center is on Incredible India map, one of the most important centers to visit in the country. So similarly, when we chose this place, also there was lots of resistance. Why don't we do it next to Atlanta? Why don't we do it next to Nashville? Why don't we do it near Detroit?